Hi, everybody. We are yet again on this segment, and I have Carol, and I would like for her to introduce herself and the line of work that she does. We are going to talk about self-leadership as an entrepreneur. We feel it's key. But yeah, let Caroline introduce herself more and the line of work.
Hi, everybody. Thank you so much, Precious, for having me. I think what you're doing is phenomenal. I pray that as many people can tune in and listen and learn and just grow, because I think it's unfortunate that even when we study, you might do an MBA or you might go on several entrepreneurship courses. They will teach you the hard skills of entrepreneurship. But the truth of entrepreneurship is that it really begins and ends with soft skills. Mm-hmm. And those soft skills are really about those leadership qualities that we develop for ourselves or circumstances help us build, and we become better. So my name is Caroline BG4, and I'm quite privileged to be here. I am in the health and social service space. I run my own company called Endless Life Group. And yeah, we provide medical and social services to families and individuals. So we are B2B and a B2C. So we work with businesses and with private clients. And besides that, in the social space, my heartbeat is leadership, building of women, building of families to be complete leaders. So learning to win in all things that you do. I say I do all things well. So yeah, that's who I am.
Wow. That's good. I'm sensing excellency, effectiveness in your line of work.
That's a daily walk, not a destination.
Yeah. Wow, that's amazing. So yeah, we have this challenge that has been brought across by many entrepreneurs. Yeah. The challenge of self-leading, where you have to lead yourself towards success on a day-to-day basis. Having enough discipline as you walk the journey. We would like to hear what your thoughts are in that regard.
Well, it's a very interesting subject, which I think personally, we as an entrepreneur, you have to start it at one point. At one point, you have to realize that the person who must win first before your victory shows up externally, it has to show up internally as an entrepreneur. And that's where the personal leadership really stems from, is that who are you besides what you do? Entrepreneurship is what we do. But besides what you do, who are you? And once you begin to understand who you are and what are the forces that drive you, what are the beliefs that besides what you do, you will not compromise. So whether you're an entrepreneur today or you are an employee tomorrow, or you choose to be just an investor, whatever you choose to be, what are those values that drive and define you that can be seen in what you do? Okay. Because I think most often we want to do to become as opposed to become to do. Okay. And that's the challenge with entrepreneurship. So for me, it's been an amazing journey, because I started my transformation journey years ago before I became an entrepreneur. And becoming an entrepreneur just challenged me even so much more to dimensions of living out those values that I never even thought I could. Wow. So the value of actually loving people, the value of loving people like you really love yourself, where you're able to give to people without expecting back, where you're able to if you say truth is really your weapon, you're really your shield, where you're able to be truthful even to the receiver of revenues when you know you'll definitely be in trouble. So being true and leading yourself based on what values you want to live by, and that's the point of knowing who you are. And that gives you a lot of peace, because once you've decided and you come to understand who you are, it builds the one most important thing for entrepreneurs, or two, but they kind of mean the same, which is resilience and grit. Because once you know that this is who you are, come what may, you are best able to stay the course.
And so one of the quotes that John C. Maxwell quote says that know yourself to grow yourself. And one of the other was saying growth is intentional.
That's
you have
right.
to purpose growth.
That's
so
right.
you cannot grow yourself unless
except you've identified who you are. You know who you are. You know what the gaps are and what you need to fill up.
Okay.
So basically, it's an assessment we all have to do, and it stems from a place of belief, whether we want it or not. Because what you believe, as they often say, we all know it says, "As you think, so are you." So what you believe you are is really what you're manifesting out to everyone.
That's true.
And therefore, when you begin to change your belief system, you begin to change who you are to become who you want to be. And often that is not overnight. And that is a lifelong journey. But you must start somewhere. So self-leadership is deciding that this is who I really want to be based on what I believe in, and then walking that path. You know, if you've decided that you want to be an entrepreneur, what is required to be a successful entrepreneur, both soft skills and hard skills in your industry, and walk that path. One of the things that really stops us in this whole journey of self-leadership is fear.
Okay.
So fear is in itself is very paralyzing. So you fear losing clients, you fear losing friends, you fear losing your business. You can fear so much that you lose it anyway. But replacing fear with belief requires a lot of guts.
Wow.
So, and that's what we must wake up every day challenging ourselves to say, you know what? I didn't come in here to expect an outcome which is not what I expect, that I believe in. So you go into entrepreneurship expecting an outcome that you should believe in. You see? So belief becomes a critical thing. So knowing yourself is first examining who are you? You know, examining what do you believe in? And once you've established that, examine where you are now. So how you think and act, is it really where you want to be? And the gap in between is what you need to work on. So either you need to get support externally by personal development, reading books, going to seminars, workshops, acquiring skills, soft and hard skills, to grow yourself. And application, because I think part of leadership is that people always think, I need to sit and take in. You know, and that's what is perceived as personal development. But a huge part of personal development is in the doing. Okay.
You have to act it out.
You have to act it out.
Show it.
You have to speak it out.
All right. You know, I'm thinking of this thing that sometimes as entrepreneurs you find yourself with new employees that you have to work with. Sometimes they are maybe on a part-time basis, sometimes they are full-time basis. How do you engage with these people, you know, or how you engage with even potential clients, customers, how you engage maybe with your funders? You're also demonstrating these attributes of leadership. So
That's
how
right.
do I make sure that I'm getting it right and also that it's balanced? Because sometimes you find yourself wearing the shoes that you wear to the employees, to the funders, and then you are kind of like mismatched. You are not portraying the right. How do I balance it? And this one person who is supposed
to have rules.
Yes, wearing different hats, addressing different people. But I'm still supposed to be an effective and efficient leader.
I think it really stems from what your values are. So personally, I have 3 key values that I think define me. I call them TTI. That's truth, transparency, and integrity. So whether I'm relating to part-time employees or full-time employees, so I work with a lot of nurses. I work with social workers and all of that. So whether they are full-time nurses or they are part-time nurses, the important thing is to engage with them with truth. Okay. So you're full-time, this is what full-time means in this organization. We treat everybody with love, respect, and dignity. We value you. We want to make sure that we can care for you such that you can care for our clients. However, because of limited resources and because we want to be an effective organization, we cannot employ everyone. right? So you engage with people, and from the engagement, and I think the same thing goes with our stakeholders. It's very important to engage truthfully, because when you engage truthfully, you minimize opportunistic incidences, because at least at the point of engagement, the terms are kind of known. So the part-time know that they're not part-time because they are less important. They are part-time because the organization can only deploy so much resources in certain areas of the organization to ensure that it can function and it can be effective. And therefore, as the organization continues to grow, like every human being, it determines the best way to move resources effectively. Okay, and you determine, and you also, by showcasing that if people are indeed your greatest value, if you're governed by the loving of people, that whether they are part-time or full-time, it's a matter of efficiency, right? It doesn't make them any less valuable or more valuable. So at the point of engagement, it's the same thing we do in relationships. Whether you're dating or you're getting married, that point of engagement, the level to which truth and honesty and communication is effective, that's how much you would lead better in that space. And I don't think you need to lead differently in different stakeholders. It probably lead differently in different times. So whether the organization is growing or it's shrinking, there'll be different leadership styles, but the values would always be the same.
So it's mostly centered on the values that we adhere to.
Exactly.
So what are those belief systems that we subscribe to?
Because as you know, entrepreneurship can be very lonely, right? And as I said before, we learn a lot of the hard skills within institutions. So a lot of structures exist to teach entrepreneurship hard skills. How to balance your books, how to account your money, where to get funding, how to apply for funding, how to attract investors. So there are a lot of things that teach you the hard skills. What a lot of people don't teach you is how to build faith, how to believe in yourself, how to believe in your product or your service, how to build resilience, how to maintain integrity, how to grow trust. Those are not things that typical entrepreneurship programs will teach you. So, and those are the things that you learn by making mistakes, by failing, by try and error, often as an entrepreneur. So even when the business is not working and you're now working from home, you need discipline to continue working, right?
That's true.
Because you still have to keep going.
That's true.
Now, if you don't have self-discipline, you will not work.
That's true.
Right? And
you feel stuck.
Exactly. You'll feel stuck. You'll feel sorry for yourself. You would feel like the whole world is against you. But no. You need enough self-belief to say, no, this is a circumstance I'm in. This is a space I'm in. This is not a definition of who I am. So self-leadership is constantly seeking to become that which you believe you are.
It's important.
Yeah. So, and nobody else can do the work for you. And that's the challenge with entrepreneurship. You can recruit an accountant. An accountant will do your books. You can get a PR agent to try and get the company to look like they're saying the right things and doing the right things. But when it comes to the heartbeat of the organization, which is really the culture, the value, the DNA, that comes from its founders and people like you and I. And that comes from our personal values and our personal beliefs.
Okay.
So if you find an organization and it looks and behaves in a certain way, or an entrepreneur with the staff, you must look at the founder.
Wow. What an insightful segment. So, in closing, what would you say entrepreneurs can do in regards to leading themselves? One of the key things I took is that it's an ongoing thing. You can grow towards becoming something that you actually first believe in yourself. You have to be convicted of this thing. And then you can also grow even internally or externally through different
methods.
So
that's right.
What would be your closing remarks in this regard?
Well, I think 3 things, so maybe it's easy to remember. First is establish what you truly believe in. I would tell you for myself, I go into entrepreneurship believing that I could succeed, make a lot of money. I could say that, but at some point I had to really look at myself in the mirror and say, do I really believe this? And I knew that I didn't. because I didn't come from a society where I had a model. So while I told myself, my mind, all of that, when I really sat with myself, my own personal strategic meeting, I had to really interrogate, do I really believe that I can be a millionaire or a billionaire? No, I don't quite think so. So I had to work on the believing, you see. So the first thing is, what do you believe?
Because there's that thing that says whatever the mind can
conceive exactly,
and believe
it can achieve. So you have to be able to establish truthfully. Nobody can do it. We can say the right things and act the right way, but what you really believe when the curtains are closed is really how far you go. So you have to work on the believing, and you have to then work on assessing, who are you really? Because I can't be Precious, and Precious can't be me. So the best thing for yourself is really getting to know right now at this point, who am I? What are my shortfalls that is impacting my business, impacting my own life? What are the things I need to get rid of? What are the things I need to grow? Because that self-assessment then starts the journey of self-leadership. So first your belief, second, knowing yourself. And then thirdly, you can never have enough courage and brevity. Courage, brevity would quench fear, and that's all you need in business.
Wow.
Is to go in there like a mad bulldog and knock on every door and every person, because you are doing your personal work. You've assessed yourself. You know what you need to work on to completely become that which you're believing for. And then you now know that this is really what you want to do. What else is left is that you have to build up a whole lot of courage and brevity on a daily basis, because fear will tell you, no, don't send that email. You've sent too many emails. You send that one more email, you might look stupid. Fear will tell you, oh, that person is too senior. Find a middle person. Talk to somebody in between. Fear will tell you all these things in business, and you have all the lies, and you have to constantly say, you know what, I can speak to the boss. There's a way, because I believe it, and you're looking for the way. Wow. Heavens come to help you.
Wow. Yes, so thank you so much for this segment. We appreciate your expertise, your knowledge, and to the audience, please feel free to engage us further in line with this, because we believe that a business can only grow as far as the leader. So if the leader has not grown to the level that they should be, the business will also not grow. So it's very important for us to take time and grow ourselves as leaders. So feel free to give us your concerns, your inputs in line with these conversations. We want to take them a little bit more and get a lot more info from this wonderful lady, Caroline, as she delves more into this leadership component for entrepreneurs. Thank you for your time. Thank you. We really appreciate it. Goodbye.